Yeah?
Oh, I thought you were talking to your
No,
computer.
I am recording. Hi Tiller. So we are about to dive into Scream, so we had to move very quickly to get these next videos reacted to and recorded because concerts in 2 days. And I want to be able to get other things done and cleaned up and ready before we go. So everything has to be recorded and edited before Thursday. We're running out of time. So tonight we're getting Scream recorded, and then the next 3 or 4 videos I'll be on my own, and then for Vision and then Reason, Jillian will be joining me again. Last reaction I did was to Rose Blue. Didn't expect to cry at the end of that. That surprised me. But it was a very sweet kind of thing. And then also, I did does Scream have hand-dong in it? No. So this is the beginning of the hand-dong-less era.
Neither does Boca.
I know Boca doesn't, but I didn't know if Scream did or not. So now we've entered the, like I said, the hand-dong-less era of Dreamcatcher. Other than that, there's really nothing else to say. This is their first full album, correct? Okay. So I'm kind of intrigued about, and someone had mentioned, is this either with Rose Blue or I can't remember what comment they said, but either it was Deja Vu or something, that it was the beginning of their new choreographer who's been with them for a long time, and kind of incorporating moves and dancers and stuff like that. So I guess I would have to pay attention. I don't know if she's the timeline kind of, because Rose Blue came much later than Scream as a special single, so I was kind of like, wow. My light just flared. We're going a little bit out of order. So, but I'm going to assume that she is the choreographer. So I gotta pay attention to that. Now, I have heard Scream. I like it. I love the moment where it's like, I just want to make you scream, like that part.
Oh, when it changes from, I don't want to scream to, I just want to make you scream.
Yeah, I love that part a lot. So, again, I have heard the song, but I've never really listened to it and paid attention to it. I don't know the lyrics, really. Except for that one part. And I have never seen the music video, actually. I have watched Boca, but I haven't really, watched it as a reactor. And I have watched I watched it one time, kinda. And I have seen Vision a couple times in Maison. But again, there's a big difference for me. There's a big difference between watching something and reacting to it. So, other than that, there's nothing else to say. Is there anything else you want to add? No? Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in. Sing play. One day suddenly light did not come. People forgot how to say good things. That's so quiet.
Oh, I like purple hair, Gio. Everyone misses that hair.
I like how we got deeper voice too in here. Lower register.
Darker tones.
Yeah.
Both Shua and Shino.
Oh, I actually have seen Scream, but I think I saw it one time.
You were recognizing some things.
Yeah. I'm like, I recognize this from this. Oh, so I see the same dancer in the back. The dancer in the back wearing the mask. Interesting. I remember this. That's cool. This was cool.
There's a theory on that.
So Sooyeon
This, the action from Here
Please, I
Here.
don't want to scream. Okay, for us also, the screen's kind of dark. But
There was a theory that people were talking about, like, one, it has to do with, like, protection against evil.
no.
That was the theory. Someone can explain it if you know about that theory.
What song of theirs did they incorporate Korean Sign Language in?
Over the Sky.
Oh, okay. I also saw a clip where Dami says there's certain words and phrases in this Korean Sign Language that she still incorporates. I forget which ones. But I think Sooyeon is choreographer there because you have so many dancers, and it really does enhance the girls, which is cool. And the VFX is good. We still see them like this is
Get deeper and deeper into CGI. That's
but really like great camera movement too, like excellent directing. I love this part. Oh,
you're remembering
them joking
Kian
about
and Sua making fun of her.
Yeah, I remember the Dami. I love when Guy and Dami partner rap. When they did their comeback stages, did the dancer join them? Or did they reorganize? Oh, they didn't. Probably because they probably wouldn't do them all too anyway.
Like, unless they had the other dancers on stage with them,
It was just
it was just them six, yeah.
There were words or letters in that crystal.
Oh,
I remember that visual too.
Theory.
I love that visual.
Not theory. I feel like I finally realized what that room is.
Well, there's words across the pillars and the walls.
You know what it looks like?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's red and going silent. There's something else too.
I don't want to interrupt Sean.
I think between Deja Vu and now, Dami really came into her own voice. Yeah. Really utilizing that lower register. I like the suit. I like this is a pretty too. Okay.
Now I want to say what I wanted to say.
Okay.
I feel like
Wait.
realized
Oh, well, okay.
before we rewatch it,
Okay.
I feel like I realized what that scene is, where it's like the black walls with the red writing all over it. The darknet, like the because this song's about cyberbullying and all that stuff.
Oh,
they're
okay.
in the net, they're in the web, like
The dark web?
dark web.
Okay.
What you know what I meant?
That's where a lot of legal stuff goes on too. And evil.
I might have used the wrong, but you know how.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
It's just digital words and they're red, which adds a threatening aspect to it.
Yeah, and since it's about cyberbullying, I realized they're inside of the net, the web.
So now, this is the point where we jump cut to the review. But between them, we're gonna rewatch it, pay attention to some visuals. I'm gonna turn on closed captioning, so actually, with the translated lyrics, so actually know kind of exactly more so what they're singing, even though she just told me. And go. Okay, so we have rewatched it, and we're saying a lot, which is annoying because we say so much when the cameras aren't rolling, and we don't say enough when the cameras are rolling. So rewatching it again, it's super beautiful. I think now I'm stuck, but
Just repeat what you said before.
I can't remember. That's the problem. That's why I was like, don't say anything. So I actually wanted to make. So I want to make a comparison a lot with the languages that we see. Now, we see a lot of runes in the crystal there. I suspect we haven't looked closely at the wall. There's other moments where Jiu is singing, and you see kind of like runes floating in the back. So it's almost kind of like the evil words from like the cyberbullies are being turned into like spells.
Also, that's what I wanted to say earlier that I didn't say when. So, I'm pretty sure someone said before that like it's kind of like similar to concept of like the Salem witch trials and stuff like that, and you can kind of see it with some of their outfits and kind of like some of the things that they're saying, throwing stones and all that stuff.
Well, the breathing is interesting because there was, I don't think nobody actually got burned during the Salem witch trials. They were hung, which again they were stupid, and they're always sensationalized a little bit more, but it was still dumb. But there was a man who was crushed to death. Oh, let me pause and go back to the red on the wall. Let me see. Oh, it's so blurry, it's so vague. But they come across as like spells. And Jiu seems to be surrounded by them a lot. I wonder if this is a symbol because she's the leader and she monitors so much that she sees so much more than the other members do. We also see Guyan kind of facing the crystal, and I've seen clips of people kind of being jerks to her, which is like so dumb. So it kind of is interesting, like she kind of gets exposed a little bit to that. The crystal breaks, which I think is more of a positive symbol. I think the background of Yuyeon is like on. Also, I'm assuming the mask has to do with the anonymity of the internet, which is not as anonymous as you think it is. I like the dancers. That's really cool. Again, I said this in Rose Blue I love when they put Xion in those contacts. It just always makes it pop.
There's like very few people can pull off colored contacts, and Xion's one of those people that can pull off colored contacts.
Mm-hmm. I like the choreography, the costuming. I was reminded recently that Sue is the main dancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes when I forgot about that sometimes. So it's cool to see her like up front and being kind of the lead of that. Yuyeon's a really good dancer too, though.
Mm-hmm. I think Yuyeon and Jiu are both lead dancers. I think. I know Jiu is. Girls. Am I right about Yuyeon though? Someone correct me. What I wanted to say earlier too is that when I was first getting into like Dreamcatcher, when I first started standing Dreamcatcher, when I actually started paying attention to everything that I was watching, there was that part in the music video where it goes from Jiu, then Guyan, then Jiu, and during that time, I thought Jiu and Guyan were the same person.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned this in the previous videos, but I think the first time I watched a clip of like all of them together was when they were being interviewed by Moonbyul. And at first, it was very... Dami and Guyan were actually really easy for me to... Like, they just look so different than the other members, so I didn't actually get confused by them at all. I think briefly I was confused by Sue and Xion until I saw them standing next to each other, and then after that, I never got them confused. But my hard part was, even when I saw them, like, next to each other, I had a hard time remembering who was Handong, who was Yuyeon, and who was Jiu. Eventually, Jiu's face started to kind of solidify in my brain, but for a while, not now, but for a while, I would get Handong and Yuyeon confused pretty easily. And sometimes in their hair, stuff like that, there's a moment where like they kind of do look like each other, but now I can like easily like see a clip and immediately know like this is Handong, this is Jiu, stuff like that.
Everybody, I think, when getting into Dreamcatcher, mix up Sue and Xion at first, or they kind of look similar. Kind of during the early days, they looked really similar. For me, it wasn't just that they looked alike, it was that in music, their voices sounded alike too. And then at some point I could start differentiating, and now I can tell their voices apart.
For me personally, for me to say, like, I am a part of this fandom, I have to not only, and I said this in a previous video, not only do I have to know, not necessarily their real names, but their stage names, know at least a few of their comebacks, but I also have to be able to know the difference when I hear them. So that's why I could easily say, like, oh, I'm a Mumu, I'm a Lovey, because I not only do I know a lot more about them, actually know their real names too, but I also, when I listen to them, I can tell who's singing what. I can't tell yet with Dreamcatcher. It's still really hard for me. Dami's easy, but there's moments when she has like pretty high notes. I don't realize it's her. So yeah, I'm not there yet because I can't tell their voices apart yet.
The voices that I was able to nail down immediately at first to be able to like, oh, I know this voice was Jiu, Yuyan, and Dami's voices.
I would have to. I think
they were the first voices I could recognize.
I think like with Twice and the others, I have to watch them singing to be able to. So when I listen to them, I'm able to like, oh, okay, it's easily this person. It's easily this person. That's what helped me with Twice because there's 9 of them, especially with like Sana and Jungyeon and Shui with a very chameleon-like voice. Cause you can easily confuse her for Jungyeon or Sana. Sometimes.
Sorry, I have to sneeze.
Oh,
and I didn't want you like sneeze in the middle of your sentence.
Something I also wanted to mention is that the runes kind of remind me of. I'm a big fan of a group called Shinedown. They've been around for like 20 some odd years. They've been around for a long time. I've been a fan of them for like 15 of those years, for how long they've been around. And they had, I would say recently, like last year, I think, they had their Planet Zero album, which is very storytelling. It's really cool. It has really awesome music. And it has also these interesting little in-between tracks that kind of like tell stories. Some of them even sound like sort of like 1984, like Big Brother sort of announcements. I recommend I would say if you like, I guess, this series of theirs, you probably would like Planet Zero. It's very different, obviously.
Dystopia?
Yeah, Dystopia, because there's a very big, it's kind of the same feeling of it, of sort of Planet Zero and sort of, I don't know, there's a lot going on. It's really, really cool. But for Planet Zero, they made up a language that can be translated. And you see it in their music videos and other albums and stuff like that. Runes are real, but I don't know if they're being used with purpose here, or if they're just randomly put next to each other.
It's ongoing theme for Dystopia, because I can't remember if I saw runes in Boca, but I do know that there's runes in Odd Eye.
Boca has a very different feel. From what I remember, it has more of a like cityscape kind of dystopia feel. Mm-hmm. Where we're getting kind of nature. We're getting nature and kind of destroyed. What's the word?
Yeah, you see the broken pillars.
Pillars. So, which was used in some previous. It's kind of interesting to see. I pay attention to see if like any sets are being reused. I love figuring that out. I'm like, I've seen that before. Is there anything else I wanted to add?
It kind of does make me think of You and I. With the running towards the tree, like how Yu-Young ran towards the portal. The broken pillars, the sand, the dark space around it, like.
But yeah, this is really strong. So this and Piri I really like a lot.
I do have to say, out of the 3 title tracks for the Dystopia series, Scream is my favorite.
It's a bop. Which is funny to say about a song that feels like this, but it's really strong. It has these amazing dance movements, like Piri had. It has this really cool. What's the word I'm looking for? The
intensity.
But the production, the musical production, is really, really good. And I hope they do the performance because I kind of want to hear it with Handong involved. Like with Boca and some of the others.
Because some of the members had to share their lines with her.
Which I'm sure they've already figured out. I mean, that's what they... Well,
they did, because they've had a few stages with Handong.
Yeah. So, that's being really excited to see. Anything else to add?
We mentioned the protection.
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, weirdly enough, the reason I was like thinking about that with the thumb under is also because, strange enough, Smallville, actually. They have a really cool episode in season 4 called Spell. I think it's episode 8. It's one of my favorites, clearly. But in the commentary, I recommend, I think it's on YouTube, maybe still, Spell Smallville commentary, which is hilarious, actually. They talk about, there was someone who gave them instruction about different hand signals, about, you know, thumb under, thumb over, fingertips touching, stuff like that. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember them mentioning that, which is like, again, weird thing burned in my memory, but also it kind of speaks on how often I listen to that commentary. But they also talk about, they're talking about like French Latin versus Roman Latin, other stuff like that. Let me know if the runes are just random or if there was purpose into like, did they actually say something and we just don't know what they say. Anyway, anything else to add? No, I've got a few more videos to record. Get the camera. I have a few more videos to record, and I'm hoping to have, if things go our way, then I would say Vision and Reason will be posted on Thursday itself, and the others will be posted later that night. Or on Thursday, it's going to be a big smorgasbord of reactions getting up to the concert, whichever fits better. It depends on how I want the day to flow. Anything else to say?
No, we're dragging this on.
Yeah, we are dragging it on. Oh, wow. Well, the good thing is that for 15 minutes of review, we actually said a lot. And some of this will be cut out.
Mm.
Other than that, there's really nothing else to say. So, alright, till next time.